Good morning, YouTube viewers and subscribers. So on the bench today, I've got a friend of mine, John, his K&B 15 RC engine. This is an engine I did a quick look at a few weeks ago, and I've had it on my table for a while and just haven't really got around to messing with it. So there is a bit of backstory to this prior to this video. In the last few days, I did try to actually run this thing off a camera, and for the life of me, I couldn't even get it to draw fuel through the prime method. So I tried for over an hour, about an hour I'd say, 2 different days, different plugs, different fuel, different priming methods through the plug hole, through here. Nothing worked. It wouldn't even pop. So I finally took it apart. I asked John if he wanted me to take a look inside. I did a look inside video, and at that time during that video I wasn't really sure. I didn't see anything wrong at all, but then I noticed that the rear rotor has 2 cutouts in it. So you could put the crankshaft or the connecting rod in one cutout or the other. Well, as it turns out, and when I took it apart I didn't really notice which side was which, so I just went in there and took it apart again and tried both. And now I've got it so it actually draws fuel. So I am extremely confident that this engine is going to run now. So it would appear what happened is that when this, sometime between being brand new, when this went to K&B for service and they replaced the piston and sleeve, or sometime after that before it got into my possession, that rear rotor was, the cover was removed and the rotor was rotated in the wrong direction, or was in the wrong alignment hole, and that's why it wouldn't draw fuel, and that's why it wouldn't run. So now I'm quite confident that this is going to run. So it has the supplied glow plug. I'm not sure what kind it is. It could be an old K&B plug. An APC 7.6 wide prop. I figured the wide would maybe give it a little bit more load, since I don't know if this is going to be the first time it's ever been run or not. And I've got a few ounces of, let's see, it had some FAI 80-20 in it, and then I added some 5% fuel to it. So I would say I've probably got maybe about a 3% fuel mixture, nitro fuel mixture, because the instructions say to run it for the first few minutes on a very mild fuel, they say, and they say to avoid 10% nitro and above for the break-in process. So that's what I've got here, and let's fire it up and see how it runs. so as you can see, it runs finally now. I got the manual here. I wasn't entirely sure how I was supposed to break it in. I briefly checked this out and I was going to read some of this out loud. It's not an ABC engine, nor is it a ringed engine, so I think it's just a iron piston sleeve. But anyway, the engine break-in instructions say it is unnecessary to give the engine a prolonged break-in. However, it is strongly recommended that fuel containing more than 10 to 12% nitromethane be avoided until after the engine has been run at least 30 minutes on a mild fuel and under rich mixture conditions. Rich mixture where the exhaust has a slight burbling sound and probably very smoky exhaust helps lubrication and cooling when the engine is new. Also, you may wish to limit operation to 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 minute intervals during the first half hour or so. So, granted, I did peek it out a couple of times, but I think for the vast majority of that run, I ran it in those rich conditions. I'm not sure how many more times I'm actually going to run this engine for John. I really just kind of wanted to get a video on file that shows that this engine is capable of running, and it does run. So I'm probably going to just leave it up to John to determine how much more run time he's going to give it. I don't know what his ultimate plans are for this engine, if he's actually going to be putting it in an airplane, or if it's just going to be a display engine or what. But I think that run was pretty successful, and it did at least show that that rotor was in the wrong position. That's why it was never running before, and now it runs fine. So there's your run of this K&B 15 RC engine. Thank you for watching.